Christmas actually the time of the season? Is it actually the best time of the year? Is it actually a time of fun and laughter? Do we actually give homage to Jesus Christ? Is Jesus Christ even born on Christmas Day? Let's dive into it. Now, Christmas has a complex history, and some of its traditions have roots in pre-Christian and pagan cultures. The early Christian church incorporated existing festivals and customs like the Roman festivals of Saturnalia and the Germanic festival of Yule. Those are two false gods, to make Christianity much more appealing to pagans. This blending of traditions had led to some to argue that Christmas is not entirely Christian in origin. Now, where did Christmas originate from? Christmas originated from the early Christian celebration of Jesus' birth, but the December 25th date was formally established in the 4th century Rome by incorporating existing pagan winter solstice festivals like the Rome Saturnalia and the birth of the sun god Sol Invictus, blending them with the Christian observance to align with popular Roman traditions. Early Christians celebrated the nativity, but the date was set until the church in Rome began observing it on December 25th. So the date wasn't actually there, it was just chosen. Now, this is just Google I'm using now. You guys can use these things to, and actually find out where these origins come from. We need to know our history. Malcolm X once said that if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. They will never find it because people don't like to do their research. They like to follow folklores and they like to follow traditions. But where does these folklores and these traditions lies? Now, Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. And the Bible doesn't state that Jesus' birth was actually on the 25th. Scholars believe it wasn't December 25th. This date was chosen centuries later, likely to align with Roman winter solstice festivals, Sol Invictus, and to Christianize pagan holidays, with biblical clues like shepherds in a field suggesting a warmer season. Jesus could not born on December 25th. It was a winter day. It was very cold outside. A newborn baby cannot born in that. It is highly unlikely. Now, when we go to Luke 2 verse 7, let's go for the evidence. And she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in a swaddle clothes and laid him in a manger. What is a manger? Look at the screen. That is a manger. A manger, there is no room for any warmth or any comfy. You're just there. Jesus is highly unlikely to born on a winter day. No, because there was no room for them in the inn, that is why she made the manger. Now, this took place in Bethlehem. And on the 25th of December, back in Bethlehem, it was really cold, which now leads to our answer. Now, Bethlehem in Palestine territories weather experience mild and rainy, cool winter weather. As I said, it is very cold. So it is highly unlikely that Jesus, a newborn baby, was born on December 25th. Now, what are some of these pagan practices we do on Christmas? Decorating evergreen trees, Santa Claus. I see that very interesting that Santa Claus sounds like Satan. Now, we also look at feasting and drinking. We look at a lot of stuff that we do, but what are the real meaning behind these things? Well, some people may say that, oh, what is wrong with gathering and eating with your family and drinking and having a good time? I mean, I don't disagree with gathering with your family and eating and drinking, but what is the intent behind it? Now, feasting and drinking was a common practice back in the day. Now, some people might say that nothing is wrong with cooking food on Christmas. And indeed, nothing is wrong with cooking food on Christmas. But what is the intent behind it? Because we have some people that are even eating Christmas dinner right now in the name of Christmas, as I speak. Now, Proverbs 23 verse 20 to 21. Now it says, be not among wine bibbers, also riotous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the gluttony shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. Now, one of the common practices back in the day, when they had Christmas time, the common practice was to overindulge in feasting and drinking. Drunkenness, overeating, and overeating leads to unconsciousness and outrageous behavior. Fornication, smoking, drinking, gyrating. And gyrating is actually whining in Jamaican term. Jamaican terms always make some words. Whining. Whining is not actual thing. The actual word is gyrating. Now, Proverbs warn us about the consequences of our action in this. It warns us about the wine bibbers, those who drink excessively, often to point to intoxication and overindulgence. Now, overindulgence is a sin when you overindulge and eat. Righteous eaters of flesh, people who indulge in lavish and immoderate eating. Because if you really look at what Christmas dinners are, your pork, your lobster, these big lavish meals. We have a lot of big dishes, we have a lot of nice drinks, we have all of these things on Christmas Day. And the consequences are very severe. It not only damages our health, but it also damages our spiritual health. Poverty. Excessive spending indulged can lead to financial ruin. Now, speaking about financial ruin, December 25th has a high rate of spending. One study has found that across 23 countries, families on an average spend approximately 156% of their monthly household income on Christmas celebrations, including food and gifts and decors. People normally wait until Christmas to buy all of these fandangles and all of these decors. Why? Because they're tricked. The devil has let them be docile to say that Christmas is a celebrant, it is the time of the year. When really and truly it is not. It is us coming together and worshipping false gods and thinking it is tradition when it is not. Proverbs speak about it. It's a drowsiness, slothful, and lack of productivity, often accompany overindulgence, rags. A life of excess can ultimately close a person in shame and lack. Now, the principal thing to know the true mark of a Christian in overindulgence is self-control. That is the key to a prosperous life. 1 Corinthians 9 verse 27. And it says that, I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So Paul is saying that I have to also ensure that I am doing the right thing. I can't be preaching to people and not also being a living testimony. We have to ensure that we can put our bodies under control. Now, this is my favorite part. Now, Christmas carols. Now, some may argue and say, what is actually wrong with singing Christmas carols? Aren't we giving thanks to God and paying homage? Not necessarily. A perfect example, Jingle Bells. Minstrel show origins. Research by Boston University theater historian Kaina Hamill confirms that the one-horse open sleigh, the song originated title, was first performed publicly in a blackface minstrel show in Boston in September 1857. Now, minstrel show was a very popular form of entertainment where white performers in blackface paint laughed and mocked African Americans, promoting harmful racial stereotypes. Now, this song was written by James Pierpont, and he hated black people. And you know what is actually Jingle Bells? Jingle Bells is actually the bell that they put around the slave's neck, and while they're trying to escape at night, the bell will jingle. And now, this man, James Pierpont, well, his colleagues will now ride in a one-horse open sleigh and catch the slaves and bring them back because of the jingling of the bells to signify that they're escaping. Now, we are singing these songs without knowing the actual meaning of what actually jingle bells mean. And this is why God says that some of us will perish because of a lack of knowledge. So, we don't actually know the meaning behind these things. So Jesus warns us about these things. Don't actually practice the things of the world. 1 John 2 verse 15 to 17. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, and the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. I want to abide forever. I don't want to practice these things, these gift giving, singing carols, eating and feasting. I prefer not to. No, we see many of things that happen in the world. The practices, the customs, the celebration of Christmas, the parties, the beach parties, the money, the fame, the materialistic things. Jesus tells us that all will be passed away. So let us look towards our soon coming King, and let us not practice pagan cultures and really study our Bibles for ourselves.